Okay.
All right, quick recap. Release 0.10, beta 1 went out. We're working towards 0.10. Awesome features coming in there from Peter. We've got the ACP work. From Brian, we're going to have the shareable chat sessions, which is awesome. From Dimitro, we're going to have MCP apps and file uploads. The other big change that happened over the last week that I want to call out is LTS. We now officially have an LTS branch. The release 09X branch is, and we have 08X, but we're definitely not doing N-2. Let's say N-1 for now at best. So we have an 09X branch. Let me pull that. So, and that branch represents, it is guarded. Oops. And it represents the latest on that brand, on that release. So now any bug fixes or things that need to be on the 09 track will have to be backported to the 09 release branch before being released. So anything that goes into main will not necessarily make it into an 09 release. And I'm imagining that generally, I think going forward, we should continue to do this actually. So as soon as 010 gets cut, we will have a release 010X branch, and that will be where 010 changes. 010 is released from, including any features that we are absolutely require or bug fixes, etc. So maintaining and we will maintain, I think, N-1 for not N-1. We will not maintain N-1. It's just be N. But as we build towards like we don't want to merge everything into a release branch. I think we've been a little bit too cavalier. I'll explain. For example, we merged this. Let me see if I can find it. It's in Discord. This guy, 2055 into we merge this. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Copy text. Nope. Oh my God, why is it so hard to copy this?
So the criteria to LTS, is it like API stability, also the overall stability, or it's something else?
So I think we can think through this. So let's talk about this. Criteria. I think for minor release, right? It's not so much about LTS. I actually think that's the wrong word. That word is giving the wrong impression. What this is about making sure that a released version is stable, right? And the example that I have is this. So Substrate required us to move to SHA pinned images, which broke air gap environments, and we need to fix this. And this is the sort of thing that should not have gone in an 097. This should have gone into an 010 beta 1. And that way users could try it, but wouldn't get automatically pushed into this behavior. And in general, I think things like, all the substrate work we've been doing, like this massive, all this stuff, like there's just no reason for that stuff. Like if people want to live on the edge and try and play with betas and stuff, and like for all these new features, absolutely. Like we should explain that in the docs. We should explain how to do it, etc. But I think now that we have like a critical mass of folks using this, it's really dangerous to be so cavalier about the changes that we release on like what are considered like hopefully stable branches. So I think that the criteria should be, going back to the criteria for minor release stability, no API breaks. Unclear about Golang. Like, no, I think this needs to apply. So this is an interesting question. Should this no API breaks also apply to our like Go APIs, right? To like Python or Golang APIs? Probably. What do y'all think?
Yeah, and also on the other side, LTS means that we commit to support this kind of fork branch with a longer period. What is the...
Yeah, so that's why I'm specifically, I think I might get rid of this LTS language and
you can
call it
kind of stable.
Minor release stability is really what it is. Like, let's not get into LTS discussion yet.
Okay.
Let's just say, like, even leaving aside, like until now, we haven't even had minor release stability, right? Like, let's figure out how to make sure that our releases are stable. And then we can decide later how many releases we want to be stable or taken care of, basically. And like minor release stability, so that let's say that the idea is that like new features, and so criteria, no API breaks. Let's see, bug fixes, criteria for stable release candidates, right? No API breaks, no only like, so bug fixes, no API breaks, CVE patches.
I would say no database migrations.
No DB migrations. Okay, we need to decide about this, about our code, like about Golang / Python, because we do ship multiple packet like libraries. So probably we need to, I think this needs to be in there too. No API breaks. KS and and the HTTP APIs. We have so many API services.
Yep. Sorry, so when you say stable release candidates, are you saying like backports to okay, so we're on 09x right now. Are you saying the criteria for pushing something to 09x when we're preparing for 0910? Or sorry, 010x?
No, the criteria for pushing to 09x as always when it's released.
Okay, so what makes a 091 versus a 010 0?
Yeah, like basically, I think once a 010, once a 09x, once like let's say, like, just for example's sake, once a 090 is tagged, we will immediately start creating 010 betas, which have no promises about API stability whatsoever. Upgrading to them may or may not work at any time. We do not promise, and we don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And So you may use them. You can, if you want to, at your own risk, to try new features, etc. But there's absolutely zero promise about them until we get to, let's say, maybe RCs. So if you want to try anything that's on main, we will release it as betas.
So it is
Um,
possible to only have a single release of 0.9 if there's no CVE patches or bug fixes.
there will be
Like
CVE patches and
yeah.
bug fixes. Like that's impossible.
But like features aren't going to go
Technically,
into it, I guess is what I mean.
correct.
Okay, so maybe no backporting of features.
That's kind of what I'm getting to here. Yeah, no, I'll say that. This also means that we should be careful about separating out our bug fixes from our feature commits.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah. So in this case, basically someone who took 0.9 and wants to stabilize it and use it until, let's say, production or something, they can rely on this, right? And they can
Yep.
keep working with this and no surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if they want to try the bleeding edge stuff, they're more than welcome to, but it's like a totally separate thing.
Yeah, because if someone will go with the latest, and they will face all kind of mass of new changes and mergers and stuff like this, they will be forced back and they couldn't like take these releases.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, we might need more rigorous testing and stuff before we cut any new minor as a result.
Yeah. I mean, and your upgrade tests will go a long way here in ensuring that works properly. But I just think it'll also be like a sanitation, like a human sanitation thing of making sure that we're being careful about the scope of things that get backported, right? Like really trying to keep it to bug fixes and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Cool. All right. So yeah, so this has already sort of begun. I mean, I think we screwed it up a little bit with the last couple of 09 releases since the substrate support landed. So not much we can do about that, but hopefully we can do better going forward.
Yeah, and I guess I can call out that I, from the database side, have been working on those upgrade tests, which you referenced, but they test back one patch on the current branch and the latest patch on the prior release branch. So if you're building on main, which is like a 0.10.0 beta, then it's going to test the last, in this case, 0.10.0 beta 1 and 0.9.10 because that's the last 0.9 line release. And it'll do upgrades from both of those. And it'll also check the queries at both of those, compile against the database schema on your branch. So hopefully that can help protect against breaking changes.
Awesome. Oh, guys, we're becoming a real thing. One step at a time.
Indeed.
Cool. All right, that's I think all I've got for today. Yeah. Anyone else have anything you want to chat about?
I think we should just change that sentence in your notes from criteria for stable releases to like criteria for patches on stable release branches.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what? Let me do this. Yes. No. So here, wait. No. Okay. It's well, maybe it's not more clear. It's a little more clear to me. I don't know.
Oh, that's good. I'm trying to think if there are any other things though around that. Yes or no? I feel like there's something I'm missing there. I feel like there's like one more thing. Okay, I'll think on it. Yeah.
Does anyone know? Well, you guys would.
Helm. No helm breaks
Oh.
either.
Yes. Oh my God, so many surfaces.
Yes, and to work towards these, I think we follow the expand then contract model. So a minor release can expand the API surface, and then the subsequent minor release can contract and remove the old one. So you deprecate when you expand.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, if there's anything else before we call it. Alrighty. I will talk to y'all soon. Stay cool and have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.